Hello and welcome. My name is Adrina. I am the owner and accountant here at Accounting by Adrina. And in today's video, we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're doing a day in my life as a business owner. And fun fact, I am also getting married this year. By the time you watch this, I'll be just a few weeks out from my wedding. I am recording this way in advance just so I can enjoy the weeks leading up to my wedding. So I'm going to be taking you along with me as I go about my normal everyday life as a business owner, but I'm also weaving in some wedding planning aspects because that is also now my life right now in this current season. So earlier today, I put on my Instagram account a question box, and so a few questions came in. I also will be answering those questions throughout the day. Now, my day is going to consist of client work as usual. I have my first dress alterations, so I'm not necessarily going to show you any behind the scenes of that, but I will talk about it. I'll answer one of the questions as I'm making lunch and tell you more about that appointment. After that, I have more client work to get done. Just come along with me and let's see where this day takes us. My next question I have is, do your clients know about your wedding? Now, as I am recording this, I am working on the communication that I will be sending out for the later part of this year. So I'm working on the first email communication that talks all about what's happening this year, what I'm planning for, and the days that I plan to take off. The second communication is more along the lines of, hey, this is just a friendly reminder. It's going to be sent a few weeks before the wedding. And then the third communication is just going to be more towards the end of the year. I'm in the process of working on all of that, and then I will be communicating that with my clients next week. And so we shall see how all of that goes. I've actually already told a few clients already just as we were meeting in our meetings, because there's one client where I have just a lot of work that comes in October, November, and December. And so I just wanted to make sure that we were well aware of my wedding date and like the plans around that. So that is the plan so far. And the next question that came in was in regards to paperwork filing and organization. And so I'm not going to talk about that a lot in this video. I think it would get really long if I did. I feel like I can do a standalone video just talking about paperwork filing organization. So I wanted to let you guys know that's a question that came in. And so far I did a poll on my Instagram account, and so far a lot of people are saying like, yes, they need help with this. So I am happy to go through and talk about my paperwork filing organization, things like that on another video. But just let me know if that is something that you're really interested in, and I can get that video up and going for you guys. There's the wedding dress. I've got my bra, shoes. Wish me luck getting this to the store. Well, it is about 12:15 now. My appointment started at 10:30 at David's Bridal. And yeah, wow, that was a lot of standing, a lot of walking back and forth and making sure all of the measurements work. I thought I was maybe going to take myself out to lunch today, but the alterations are actually going to cost more than the actual dress. So we're staying in and having whatever we have at home. and then it's back to work, and I have some client work I gotta do, and then some social media, and I'll come back on here and kind of wrap up my day. So I may have driven past Krispy Kreme and it sort of called my name. So I ended up getting an iced coffee with caramel. It's pretty good. And then I also got a half dozen, so 2 regular. That's like the chocolate cake one and the custard. And then this is raspberry filled. So definitely for dessert, I may sneak into one of these 2 after lunch. We'll see. All right, so I made $1 million spaghetti this past weekend, and so I'm just gonna heat that up. I have a little extra like meat sauce to include, and I've got a little extra bechamel and some chicken nuggets to serve on this side. So I've got like a chicken parm situation going on. This is what the $1 million spaghetti looks like. So I just did 1 slice and then the extra meat sauce. Highly recommend if you have heard of that recipe. I think it's viral. But anyways, so I thought I would give you like a little bit of a rundown for those who are potential brides coming up in the future or thinking about having a wedding, and just to give you a heads up. So my dress I thought was pretty simple. I've got like the simple modern style, and it wasn't that expensive in my opinion. When I went for the alterations today, I knew it was going to be an added cost, and I knew it was going to be expensive, but I didn't realize it would be more than my actual dress. So what happened is they ordered my dress like 2 sizes too big. And so what they do is they just pin everything where you need to bring it in. And they ended up using one of their corset bras, and they're actually going to sew it into the dress, which I had no idea that they did. So I'll have that corset bra and then all of the alterations. So each alteration has its own cost. So this shoulder had a cost, this shoulder had a cost, this seam had a cost, the waist had a cost, the pockets, because I've got pockets on my dress, which I'm really excited about. So every single place that they're going to alter comes with an additional cost. I guess I just didn't think about that ahead of time. The total cost of my alterations is actually more than the total cost of my dress. And then of course I had to go extra and add an additional little special thing to my dress. So that came with an additional cost as well. But in the end, it's going to be beautiful. I'm very comfortable in this dress. I will be able to walk around. They had to do the bustle where they bring it up in the back and then it flows. So they had to do that for my dress. And of course, like that's an additional cost because each of the like whatever buttons that you use for it is an additional cost. There's like a flat rate and then additional to that. Always make sure you put a little bit of a buffer in your budget when you're thinking about these kinds of things, because all of these additional costs really add up. Let's just say I had 15 additional costs, and let's say the average cost per additional cost is like $40. Okay, so you do the math on that because that was quite shocking for me. Thank you. But otherwise, I'm perfectly happy with the dress. It's beautiful. It's going to be amazing. They're also going to steam it and iron it, whatever it's called. They're going to do the dry cleaning for it. So it'll look beautiful by the time I go for my fitting in October. So really excited, looking forward to that. Obviously, I'm recording this way in advance because I want to make sure that I get as many YouTube videos out of my way so that I can focus on my wedding closer to the date. So anyways, I'm going to check in on my lunch and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. All right, the next question is, what do you like the most about wedding planning? I'm going to tell you what I like the most about it and then also what I like the least about it. Okay, I've been thinking about this a lot, like what I like about wedding planning. I went shopping with my planner this past weekend. We got some things for the bridal shower, and then we also got some things for the actual wedding reception. And we're planning to do most of the decorating ourselves. And we're going to have just the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, and our moms having florals. So we're going to use like a florist for that. But the thing that I like the most about it is creating the vision and then executing on that vision. We have these two events, the bridal shower and then also the wedding ceremony reception. And just being able to conceptualize like what I want the design of it to be, what I want the feel, the look, all of those separate components, and then going out and grabbing these different items that kind of encapsulate those components. Like, I'm super excited about it. So what I ended up doing this past weekend after we got back is I organized all of the items. Like, we had purchased some bins for all of our stuff, the decorations and things like that. And so I just reorganized everything. I took pictures of what I think the items will be going together with, and just being able to picture it like as it's being built is just so fun to me. I don't know what it is about that, but maybe it's just like tapping into the creative side that I haven't tapped into in a long time. So I used to be like really creative and do a bunch of like art things. So drawing, painting, being on stage. And I really haven't tapped into those like creative juices in a long time. So that has been really fun. I think I would say like the least fun aspects about it are like coordinating with vendors. It's just like the admin side of things. There's a lot of emailing that needs to be done. Like, for example, I've been coordinating with a few vendors. I don't really want to give too much information, but this past weekend, we did a lot of securing things, looking at contracts, signing contracts. And that is just a little tedious. Like, I'm used to looking at contracts, so I have that idea already, but you're just sitting down to actually think through this contract and think through any questions we might have related to the contract in tandem with my fiance. It's like this weird type of work that we've never done together before. He went to school while we were dating, and we know how each other works a little bit just because he was going to school and then I was also working full time and starting my business. So we saw those aspects in each other already. So we know how to communicate through those things, but it's still like this tedious task that both of us aren't really gung-ho and excited about. All right, just a little update. It is about 4 o'clock. I've been recording the intro and the outro for this video, and then some of the questions that came through on my Instagram account as well. After lunch, I came back here. I got some client work done, and I made sure that I was checking my Instagram for any of the questions that were coming through. I answered some of them on Instagram just in that moment, and then I answered some questions in this video as well. That was a lot of fun. And then next, I'm going to be working on some content, social media posts that are going to be going out next week. And then I also, if I have time left over, which I don't know if I will because I'm pooped already from today, but if I have time left over, I have one last thing to do for one of my clients, but I told him that I would get to it tomorrow. So if I do have time left over, I will try to work on that today. And then for dinner tonight, it's going to be something super easy. My fiance is bringing over some like teriyaki chicken. His workplace had a lunch and then they had just extra like meals available. So he's going to be bringing that, and that will be an easy peasy dinner. And then obviously you guys saw that I brought Krispy Kremes. So we've got dinner and dessert ready to go. And then I think it's just going to be a chill evening watching whatever we're watching on TV. I think we've been watching Big Bang Theory, so we're trying to go through that from start to finish. And then we also started this other series on HBO Max called The Mentalist, and I'm really into that, so I might actually be watching more of that tonight. All right, here's another update for you guys. It is about 5:45. I feel like I've been sitting here staring at my screen for the past 10 minutes. I did get one of the items I said to my clients I would get done tomorrow. I got it done today. I didn't think I would be able to last this long, but you know what? We always surprise ourselves sometimes. So I think for the rest of tonight, I'm just gonna relax right now until my fiance gets off work, and then we can have dinner and then just have a relaxing evening. This is probably the last that you'll see of me. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was so fun bringing you along with my day. And I couldn't be more thrilled about what this year has in store for me, for my fiance, and just for our family. So we're super thrilled, super excited. We appreciate your support. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter so you are the first to know of any new YouTube videos. I will be taking a little bit of a break with my wedding and honeymoon and all that good stuff, but I will be back in full force by January. So yes, make sure that you are subscribed to my newsletter using the link in the description box. And that's all I have for you guys today. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.